Sarah had always hated her aunt's old house. Its Victorian charm did little to disguise the suffocating smell of mildew and the unsettling groans of the wood underfoot. She only stayed there when absolutely necessary, like tonight. Her aunt was away on a retreat, and someone had to feed the cat. As Sarah set her bag down, she noticed something odd. The house was unusually quiet. Even the cat, a noisy tabby named Summer, was nowhere to be found. Outside, the weather was calm, but strong wind was seeping through the cracks in the house, carrying with it an eerie, mournful sound. Just as she convinced herself it was nothing, she heard it, a low, mournful howling of wind seeping through the cracks in the house. Sarah froze, her heart racing. "Summer?" she called out, but the wind didn't stop. It grew louder, more insistent. She followed the sound down the dimly lit hallway, her fingers brushing against the faded wallpaper. It seemed to be coming from the living room. When she entered, the room was dark, except for the faint orange glow of the fireplace embers. The howling was louder now, almost as if it carried whispers buried deep within the wind. She pressed her ear to the wall and felt an icy draft, as though the house itself was breathing. Then she heard something else, muffled voices, layered on top of each other, speaking a language she couldn't understand. She stumbled back, knocking over a lamp. The noise stopped. "Is this for real?" she whispered, grabbing her phone. She turned on the flashlight and scanned the room. Summer suddenly darted out from under the couch, hissing and clawing at the wall. "What's wrong, buddy?" she whispered, reaching for him. But as soon as her hand touched his fur, he was as hot as the wood burning in the fireplace. She was puzzled. That's when she noticed it, a small crack in the wallpaper near the floor. Something shiny glinted within. Against her better judgment, Sarah peeled back the wallpaper. The crack revealed an old wooden panel. Inside was a hollow space, and nestled within it, something horrifying. A porcelain doll with empty black eyes and a mouth stitched shut. Suddenly, the whispers returned, louder, angry. The room grew cold, and the air felt thick. Sarah tried to back away, but her feet wouldn't move. Then, a chilling voice, distinct and sharp, broke through the howling wind. "You shouldn't have touched it." The lights flickered. The fireplace roared to life, casting long, jagged shadows on the walls. The wind howled furiously, rattling the windows. Sarah screamed as bony, pale hands began to claw their way out of the cracks in the wallpaper. She bolted for the stairs, her heart hammering. Behind her, the walls burst open and twisted. Black-eyed figures poured into the room, their mouths gaping in silent screams. Sarah tripped, crashing onto the floor. A pair of hands grabbed her ankle, dragging her back toward the living room. "No, let me go!" she screamed, clawing at the carpet. The whispers grew deafening, swirling in her mind. She felt the cold embrace of the figures as they pulled her into the dark void behind the wall. The next morning, the house was silent again. The wallpaper was flawless, no cracks or signs of disturbance. On the coffee table, a note in Sarah's handwriting read, "Summer is with me now. Don't look for us." A realtor arrived later that week to evaluate the property. She smiled, running her hand along the smooth wallpaper. "So much character," she said. She didn't notice the faint sound of wind howling behind the walls. Later that evening, when the realtor finalized her notes, the porcelain doll sat upright on the mantel. Its black eyes glinting in the light, the stitches on its mouth were gone. A faint whisper echoed the room. "Welcome home."